Hey, I'm about to start broadcasting, so I'm about to have this in, so yeah. Hurry up and do this. Now, back at it again with some 2K for some fucking reason. But that was that point. Yeah. One thing was connected. It gives me the thing was not connected for some reason.
Thanks for joining us, and hello, college basketball fans. We've got a great night ahead and a couple outstanding teams going at it. We're going to have the pleasure to watch. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Hart. It's the Texas Longhorns facing Villanova.
And you know, guys, we go back many years broadcasting college games, and it never gets old. Every big-time player makes a name for themselves at the college level, and we could see that again on display here tonight.
Well, with a guy like Freak suiting up, you know that there are going to be scouts watching his every move, but you look at the roster of both of these teams, and they're really loaded with talent.
Here are the five for Texas. They've got Edwards, also Ellis out there. Turner is out there with Doherty, and it's Ford in at the power forward.
You know, so often we can forget that these players are student athletes. I mean, Freak does not have that problem. He's an amazing student off the floor and is very dedicated in the classroom.
And how about Freak with a 4.0 GPA, an honor student in high school, and has carried that same work ethic to college as well as he prepares for his games. He truly embodies what it means to be a student athlete.
Morton. And it's Ford with the rebound. And so it's Texas with it. Got a piece of it. Ilgauskas against Doherty. Ford with the steal. And here's Edwards. Dishes to Doherty. And out of bounds as Villanova gains possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Now here's Freak. Edwards defending. Here's Morton. And the rebound goes to the Longhorns. Now Doherty. Ellis left side. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Miller dishes to Moore. Feeds to Freak. Puts up a 3. No luck. Now Texas takes it the other way.
Well, it's been tough for Freak here in the first half. Not sure why he's been so slow out of the gate, but you can see he's not himself.
And guys, with the production he puts up, he's going to see a lot of different looks defensively, and it seems to be throwing him off just a bit. Hopefully, he'll be able to relax a bit and just let the game come to him.
A platoon swap here for Texas. And it's Villanova with the ball. They trail by 3, and it's Moore penetrating, and he gets the bucket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan.
We're getting ready for Villanova. Ilgauskas is checked in. Miller comes in for Jones. McAdoo is checked in for Foster. And Freak subbed in for Beal. So on the floor for Villanova, Morton in at point guard. Clarkson is out there with McAdoo. Then it's Miller, and it's Ilgauskas in at the 4. Richmond outside. They set the screen. Pass passes to Doherty. Puts one up from 19. No good off the back of the rim. Here's Villanova. The Texas Longhorns have been building their basketball program over the years. They have been on the verge of greatness for a long time.
I think Texas in general is very decorated in its athletics program. I mean, still looking for their first college basketball championship on the men's side is what they're reaching for.
Villanova trails by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And that one's good. 1:39 left to play in the first half. Here's Edwards. Villanova grabs the miss.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the lead.
And that's good. For 3 points, a shot from Freak. Freak's got the lead up to 2 now for Villanova.
And with Freak, he takes a lot of pride in where he hails from. Didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his hand by any means, and his family cheers him on from Harlem.
And, Greg, you can see it in this game. I mean, we're all a product.
Hello, welcome back. This is college basketball on 2K Sports. And if you're just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg as we get set for the second half.
And, guys, I think we may see some strategies being adjusted here as we get into the second half. Still plenty of time to cut into this lead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Freak has done a good job of getting his team in this position, and they got themselves a bit of breathing room in the first half, and all they have to do the rest of the way is manage the lead.
On the court for the Longhorns, Edwards is out there with Ellis. Then there's Doherty. Then it's Turner. And it's Ford in at the 4-man position. Texas trails by 6. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact to head to the line.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there, Greg, to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagram.
And he makes both free throws. Villanova leading by 4. Here's Morton. Cans the shot from the wing. Freak's got 9. Here is Edwards. Here's the screen. He dishes it to Ford. Great D that time from Freak. Fast break, Villanova. Bryant's running. And Miller with the basket on the assist by Bryant. And now an 8-point Villanova lead.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Edwards passes to Ellis. Here is Edwards. Off the pick. The rebound by Ilgauskas. Ilgauskas has got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start. One thing with Freak that we know is he makes sure he gets his shots up no matter what. One way or another, he's going to get his workout in, and that's why so many are confident that he'll continue to improve.
Part of it is that he has a twin sister who actually taught him how to play ball. She helped him develop his game and become the player he is today. Very nice to have a sibling willing to help you develop your skill set on the court.
Edwards with it. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Freak. And he finishes the break with a lay-in. Freak's got 11 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
They double-team Ellis. Pass to Ford. Bryant against Ellis to the left wing. There's the pick. The dish to Doherty. 5 to shoot. Texas no good that time either.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Shoots from the high post. Here's Ilgauskas.
scored on during this.
Texas making a change here. Richmond's checked in. Here's Villanova. It's been 10 unanswered points.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Villanova.
Steve, I agree. And, I think the attitude was very impressive. Clark, you talked about this before the game. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. They put a tremendous performance in terms of effort and intensity, and they deserve to win this one.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Freak. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Morton in a two-guard. Jones is out there with McAdoo, and it's Moore in at the center, filling out the middle.
And you see a lot of players who are very talented play with a me-first approach. That is not the case with Freak. He doesn't try and attract any unnecessary attention and just focuses on playing his game.
Yeah, I like that about him, Greg. I mean, in a day and age where most guys are self-centered and it's all about me, it's refreshing for a player like Freak who doesn't invite that kind of noise. I mean, that's as impressive as his skill set.
Now here's Freak. D right on him. He feeds it to Moore. To the middle. Here's Morton. It's rebounded by Blair. And stolen by Freak. Gaines kicks to Freak. The basket is good. The assist from Gaines. And Villanova leads by 15.
And really, that's what you want every time down the floor. A simple, high-percentage shot.
Blair dishes to Richmond. In the corner, Thornton with it. There's the feed to Hudson. Blair, the pass to Richmond. Puts it up from 17. Moore with the block. And he's able to get it back. So it's Villanova picking up the win. Even early on in this one. Welcome, everyone. It's the night we've all been waiting for. The college tournament finale is upon us. And for two teams, this marks the end of an incredible tournament. And the energy is contagious here in the building. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers facing Villanova.
You got that right. I mean, this is what each student athlete has worked so hard for all season long. An opportunity for the title. I mean, this game might very of every one of these young men.
Both these teams have gone through so much adversity just to make it here. All tournament long, it's been survive and advance, but now this is the part where you put all your chips on the table and just lay it on the line.
Let's check out Wisconsin's starting lineup. Hawkins is out there with Hill. Then it's Decker, then it's Kaminsky, and it's Evans in at the 4 spot. On defense, Villanova. And here's Hawkins. Evans, left side. To the right side. And the wide open shot from Decker. On the 3 off target.
You know, Wisconsin has not historically had a lot of players in the NBA. That number, however, could be growing in the next few seasons. I mean, they have a few, but for the most part, their winning has come through solid team play.
Hill against Moore. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, he looked clumsy on that one. He was not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he climbed all over him. I mean, there's a picture of that one in the officiating manual. So, clear, easy call.
And it's Villanova with the ball.
And with any championship game, you know that every player is going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They'll need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Creek. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. It'll be just what they need to claim the title.
On the wing, Evans. Pass to Hawkins. Kicks it to Decker. To the middle. Got a piece of it. Banked in off the glass.
Hopefully both teams can pick up their scoring. The game is about putting it in the basket. That first basket took a while.
And Beal kicks to Jones. There's the dish to Moore. Pass to Beal. Hill with it. Jones covering. Hill dishes to Decker. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. And it's Villanova with the ball. Searching for their first points of the game. Beal up top. He's covered by Hawkins. Beal up top. Passes it to Clarkson. Some nice ball movement by Villanova. That's good from Beal on the assist by Foster. Beal's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Hill kicks to Decker. It's back to Hill. Now the feed to Evans. Decker passes to Hill. Kaminsky sets the pick for Hill. Cranes the three-pointer. Hill's got the lead back up to 4 now for the Badgers.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. They've got Hill. He's out there with Hawkins. Kaminsky out there with Decker. And it's Evans in at the power forward position. Hill with it. He feeds it to Decker. And there's the pass to Hawkins. Takes it from 10. Goes up again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line. Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
both free throws. Villanova trails by 4. Gaines dishes to Miller. It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Gaines kicks to McAdoo. The basket is good. The assist from Gaines.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Wade passes to Fisher. And good on the basket. Book it.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Peyton, he's checked in for Wisconsin. There's 1:26 left to play in the first half. Here is Gaines. Ross with a screen on Fisher. They set the pick. Gaines dishes to McAdoo. This one for 3. The shot is off. So the Badgers will take it the other way. Now Fisher. To the wing on the left. Peyton kicks to Gibson. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Fisher's got 5.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Here is Gaines. After the Badgers picking up a basket just moments ago. No good. Great D that time from Gibson. The Badgers leading by 6. Wade a screen on Miller. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Out to Peyton. Conley up top. He dishes it to Fisher. Wade outside. And here's Fisher. Fires from deep. And that concludes the first half. It's the Badgers. They lead by 6. And we'll see you right back here after the break to start the second half of the college championship game. Right here on 2K Sports. Welcome back. We're just about ready to get going with the second half of a historical championship game. For those just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan, pleased to be alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony as we get set to watch how the college basketball season will end.
And in a championship game like this one, guys, you would have expected a close battle. I don't think either side is going to be able to run away and hide in this one.
And, Greg, tight games like this are where legends are born. I mean, if a player like Freak can come up huge in this final half of play, he'll anchor himself in school history as one of the greats to ever play the game.
Morton, he's in at point guard. Also Bryant out there. And it's Miller in at the 3. Hill kicks to Decker. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Now here's Freak. The pressure did its job. They will turn it over. 10-second violation.
Boy, it seems like he's gotten a little loose with it since halftime. His fingers may be a little slick or slippery. He went from no turnovers in the first half to quite a few here in the second.
And Wisconsin looking at who they've got. They've got Kaminsky. Hawkins is out there with Hill. Then it's Decker, and it's Evans in at the 4 slot. Hawkins passes to Hill. Here's the screen. He kicks it to Decker. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And that's now 7 points for for Sam Decker.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
The tough D kept him from crossing half court in time. 10-second violation. Clarkson, he's checked in for Villanova. Jones comes in for Miller. Walker's checked in for Wisconsin. The Badgers leading by 9. Decker with it. He's got 7. They get it again. And a wide open look for Walker. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And it's Villanova with the ball. Outside, Jones. Dishes it to Moore. Got a piece of it. Ryan against Hawkins. Here's Decker, and the lead now, double digits on
the pro level. I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
The Badgers leading by 13. Right side to Walker. Rebounded by Moore.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
And some changes here for Villanova. Ross, he's checked in for Moore. And Foster subbed in for Bryant. The Badgers also changing it up. Wade, he's checked in for Kaminsky. And Dawkins subbed in for Walker. No good on the second free throw. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. To the inside, here's Wade, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's Morton. No good off the front iron.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Hill against Foster. And Jones sends it back.
And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to lead his high school to the PSAL championship.
Yeah, Greg, he was a 4-time All-American selection in high school and a unanimous one at that. He's won state titles before, but this is a different animal than high school.
Morton, he's in at the point. He's out there with Foster. Jones is out there with Clarkson. And it's Ross in at the power forward. Hill passes to Dawkins. Hawkins. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
And it's Freak missing. Here's the Badgers with the ball. They're on an 11-2 run. 1:58 left here in the second half of the game. Hawkins can't get that one to fall. Villanova trails by 15.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who clearly values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports, so it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player. And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Badgers.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
No, they didn't. They found their way inside effectively all game long. Penetration always produces results.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Decker. He was everywhere, defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Here's Morton. Here's Ilgauskas. Walker with some nice D.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Fisher. They double him with Freak. 7-foot shot. It's tipped. From the arc. The basket is good. The assist from Game. Freak's got it back down to single digits for Villanova. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul. 30 seconds left in the second half of basketball. Here's Fisher. Peyton dishes to Fisher. Ferocious swat. Freak kicks to Ilgauskas. Gains the pass to Freak. Offensive rebound.